What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm sharing with you 5 skincare mistakes that you could be making that could be ruining your skin. And it makes me really sad because I feel like the beauty community as a whole just doesn't really focus on skincare or your skin in general. I feel like the focus is on makeup because makeup is fun and exciting and therapeutic, and skincare is just boring and bland. What people fail to understand is that if you don't take care of your skin, like if you don't have a good base to start with, it doesn't matter what makeup you put on top. It doesn't matter how expensive it is or how many foundations you've gone through or concealers or powders or whatever. You're going to continue to have problems. I feel like we are getting better about taking care of our skin and just kind of showing more interest in the base, but I feel like there's still a lot of misconceptions about what's more important and where problems usually come from, because I feel like a lot of people, like if you have a problem with makeup, like if you have creasing or if you get cakey easily or whatever, it's just like, oh, I need a new foundation, when it's actually probably just your skincare or lack thereof. And without further ado, here are 5 very common skincare mistakes that you could be making that you need to stop doing ASAP. Number 1 is thinking that because you have good skin now, you don't need a skincare routine. You don't need to moisturize. You don't need to take care of your skin. This is one that truly irks me. And it's one that a lot of younger people have, especially ones that are like in their early 20s or younger. And there was a comment that I saw in a beauty group that I'm in the other day that kind of urged me to put this on my list to begin with. But it was this girl saying that she was in her 20s, and how did she word it? She said she hasn't done any kind of skincare or doesn't really have a skincare routine because she doesn't feel like she needs to because she has good skin now. Girl, you got good skin now. That's going to change sooner or later. For the most part, a lot of people have pretty good skin whenever they're younger, and then it all starts going downhill each year after that. This is especially true when it comes to an anti-aging skincare routine. And I mean, even simply moisturizing is considered anti-aging to me. Like, it's not just about using things that are for wrinkles or fine lines or, you know, things that are very commonly associated with people with more mature skin. It's not just about that. It's just about taking care of your skin now so that you don't have all the bad issues later on. And you don't have to have a super extensive, lengthy, advanced skincare routine, especially if you're new to the whole skincare realm. Just start off with a good basic routine, like a good cleanser, a good chemical exfoliator, a moisturizer, and then also something to remove your makeup, like a good cleansing oil or a cleansing balm. You know, no makeup wipes. Please, for the love of God, no makeup wipes. And then once you get acclimated to the basic stuff, then you can start adding in serums and essences and toners and, you know, just more advanced stuff. But yeah, just start basic, and I'm telling you, your skin will thank you. Mistake number 2 is one that I learned very, very recently. So once again, like, I'm a licensed cosmetologist, like I'm a professional, but even I make mistakes. Something that I learned a few months ago, and something that I was doing for a couple years, was using an extractor tool to pop my pimples. And if you don't know what I'm talking about these little like hoop things that you see on like Dr. Pimple Popper and stuff. Like, they have a little hoop on one end, and some of them have like a needle on one end, or you know, just a different shape hoop. But yeah, for about 2 years straight I was using this, and like for the past 2 years, like I've complained, you guys have seen my skin has just been so acneic. There are very few days and very few weeks have gone by that I've actually had good skin days. The problem with popping your pimples is that not only is there like an explosion on top, there's an explosion underneath the skin of bacteria, and that bacteria spreads. So a lot of times what you're going to see happen is that if you have one pimple and if you pop it, the following day you're going to see another pimple come up right next to it, because that's the bacteria spreading. Plus irritation. Irritation causes acne as well. But yeah, I'd always heard that by using an extractor tool, it just gets out more of the pimple. Like, it gets out more of the bacteria than just using your fingers. But I'd also always heard to leave this to professionals, but I thought, I'm professional. Like, I've done the aesthetic thing. Like, I was an esthetician. Like, I know how to use this. But no, I was so wrong. But I started reflecting, and I started realizing that every time I used this for just like one little tiny spot on my face, the following day I would have another spot, and then the following day I would have another spot. It's just like I had clusters of acne that would never go away, and whenever I'd use this, it was literally like fighting a losing battle. Like, it just seemed like my blemishes, my acne never healed. Not to mention, it left actual bruising on my skin, like very minor bruising. Like, you couldn't really, like, it wasn't like a purple bruise or anything, but it was some bruising. So I got curious and I looked it up, and come to find out, it's a very widely known thing that this does cause bruising to the surface of the skin, and it prevents the area from healing properly. And also, especially if you're using a very cheap tool, which I mean, I maybe paid $1 for this. The cheaper ones just aren't made very well. Like, the structure of them just isn't very effective, and it can cause harm to your skin basically. Whenever you're using this on yourself, you're going in at a different angle, whereas if someone else is using it, then they're able to, you know, hold it completely flat to the skin, and it's just, it causes bruising and it makes your skin worse. It makes your acne worse. Don't use this. Mistake number 3 is you're sleeping in your makeup or you're not properly removing your makeup at night. And this is something that I know the majority of you are doing. I can honestly say that I haven't slept in my makeup and I can't tell you how many years. Like, I remember doing it sometimes in high school. Like if I went over to a sleepover or something and the other girls would leave their makeup on, or if I didn't feel as pretty as the other girls, like I would leave mine on. But I cannot stand the feeling of makeup. And once you get into the routine of taking your makeup off every night, like, you can't stand it. Even if I fall asleep and like start taking a nap or something, I will wake up periodically until I get up and actually take my makeup off. I just can't do it. So the reason behind this is not only because of bacteria, not only because it can cause acne and clog your pores and stuff like that. You know, some people, especially if you're older, if you don't have acneic skin, you may think, well, that's not a problem for me. I don't break out, but it's not just about that. At night, our skin goes into repair mode, into recovery mode. So we're regenerating new cells, you know, all the dead skin's falling off. And that's why you need to have a good skincare routine at night, like especially with good moisturizers and serums and stuff like that, because that's when our skin is the most susceptible to actually absorbing it and, you know, drinking it up. So if you have makeup on, then you got this really nasty layer of dirt that's just sitting there and just blocking all the oxygen from getting into your skin and blocking all the cells, and it's suffocating your skin and it's not able to do what it's supposed to do at night. And because your skin's not properly going into repair mode, then it can't shed those dead skin cells, which is going to make your skin dull, and it's not able to regenerate new cells fast. So that means your skin's going to age faster. And you may think that leaving your mascara on is just harmless and it's not a big deal, it's not doing anything, but leaving your mascara on at night can actually block your hair follicle, and not only can your lashes fall out, but you can also get infections like stye, and also if they fall out, they may not come back. You may be killing your hair follicles on your lashes as well. So I'm so tired of hearing the excuse of, I had a long day, or sometimes I'm lazy and I just don't make time for it. It literally takes 2 minutes. There is no excuse. Mistake number 4 is you're drying your face off with like the common hand towel or bath towel that you have hanging up on your door or whatever. You need a separate towel just for your face. Anything that stays wet, like if you're drying your hands off on your hand towel, it's gonna hold that moisture, and anything that holds moisture can cause bacteria. So think about all the germs and bacteria that's just being held in those towels that are just laying there wet all the time, and you're putting that on your face. Nasty. So yeah, a few months back I realized that I was doing this, so I decided to get a separate hand towel just for my face. It doesn't look like anything else in my bathrooms. Like, everyone here knows that's my face towel. Skincare mistake number 5, the last one, is you're using an oil thinking that it's enough moisture, that you don't need to use an actual cream. And oils, surprisingly, aren't that hydrating. Oils are occlusive, which means they basically just work on the surface layer of the skin. So, I mean, they do penetrate a little bit into the deeper layers, but not very much. So that's kind of where the whole like thin to thick thing comes in, because it's all about the molecular size of the product that you're using. So anything that's thinner has a smaller molecular size, so it's able to penetrate the skin deeper. So oils have a very large molecular size, which means that they're not able to penetrate as deeply. And that's not to say that they shouldn't have a place in your routine or they don't have a good purpose, because they do. They are good occlusives, which mean that they really lock everything in place, just kind of like, you know, act as like a barrier against the outside world, but they just don't provide a lot of moisture on their own. And the reason this even came up on my list is because I did see some comments the other day of people saying that they just use oils, they don't use moisturizers, and I just wanted to kind of clear that up, because I feel like we think that oils, because they are heavier, they're a lot more hydrating and moisturizing, and that's just not the case. So that is it for 5 common skincare mistakes that you could be making, that you should be avoiding. If you did enjoy this video and if you took something from it, then please give it a thumbs up if you want to see more, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I will see you guys in my next one.